Bad, immoral, and wrong.
This is the Modern Eater Show.
Piping hot and delicious.
The Modern Eater.
Food, 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 food.
Come and get it. And now your hosts, Greg Hollenbeck,
You're up.
Parker, and Brian Freeman.
Oh, yeah, you better believe it. Here we go, the Modern Eater Show, live.
You got to love these shows live outside.
Live
in
from the
Colorado.
Gothic Theater on Broadway. Here we are doing it remote, and none better. It's barbecue season, and we're doing it right with the second annual Backyard Rib Competition brought to you by Proud Souls. And Brian Freeman, Greg Hollenbeck, Jay Parker, Little Rich Snyder, the whole team's here. And we got a bunch of great guests. If you love barbecue, you're going to want to buckle up and listen to this show. But also streaming live on Facebook right now. I'm going to head to that and stream it and share it to my page. And we hope you do that too. All right, let's introduce the guys. Here they are. Dan, Tony, Chris. We got them all.
How's it going?
fellas?
Proud Souls. What a great day.
Awesome day.
Amazing day.
It was a lot of fun.
Second annual. Last year you did in your backyard at Proud Souls off of Federal. This year it's at the Gothic Theater. Why the change?
We wanted to go bigger and better. We had a great demand for the event last year. We had 11 teams compete. And we knew this year we'd be able to at least double that. And we were looking at hosting it at Proud Souls, but Jake with AEG, general manager, came to us. One of our customers has a Traeger and wanted to partner up. He said he could provide the parking lot and a lot of the manpower and just kind of the background for the event, and we would provide the know-how related to barbecue and do it up right. So we were able to come together, and couldn't think of a better day, a better venue to host our second annual.
Well, and hyper local, Greg, all the way here at the Gothic. It's been here forever. South Broadway.
Longer than you've been around.
Longer than I've been around, that's for sure.
Right, both of us, all of us combined. Really, it's been around for a while. A lot of history with this theater, and so thanks so much to the Gothic Theater to have us out here today. And what a fun day. A lot of demonstrations going on. But, I mean, who doesn't like ribs? Come on.
No, ribs are, seems to be everyone. Well, brisket and ribs seem to always be people's favorites.
Is that, so backyard rib competition, that's truly what most backyard guys really dig into?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I think that's the first thing that kind of all of us actually ever learned how to cook, right, was a rib. I think that's kind of how you judge. That and brisket, like Tony said, are kind of, the check the blocks as far as, considering yourself, a barbecue guy, right?
Let's talk about some of the competition play. Boy, I look terrible on the Facebook. Can you get a different camera angle on me or something? Man, that'll change your life. You guys are looking great, and why not? Successful day here, and great turnout. The weather, cooperated, I would say.
Yeah, it was gorgeous earlier today. We're getting a little bit of that crazy Colorado, but, I'll tell you, you guys had a great turnout. I mean, incredible amount of people here. I walked around. Just where can you get more educated about barbecue and a good food than right here today? I mean, that was awesome. And then to finish off the night with a little bit of Slim Cessna, all about Colorado band.
Franklin's, yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the coolest things today is all the 24 teams that competed are not only customers of ours, but they're friends of ours. And we make a connection. It's one of the things we do at Proud Souls, that everyone who walks through the store, we want them to get excited about barbecue and create an experience. To see all these folks come out here today, inviting their friends and family, and then for the general public to come in and know that they can get barbecue from Jason over here at GQue, Jeff at Sugarfire. But not only that, a big important thing for us was to continue the education process, right? With the demo stage. I mean, the demo stage, every time I looked over at that demo stage, what we were doing over there, from brisket to ribs to bacon, I think. Lobster tail. Bill from Smoke did smoked chicken wings. I mean, amazing. And we had crowds just around there eager to learn about barbecue and how to do it. And to me, to look over there and see the education going on and see all of these folks out here competing and just having fun for a day of barbecue, I mean, it didn't get any better to us as business owners, and really proud of everyone that came out today. Really cool event.
Yeah, it's almost like this was every Saturday for you guys, wasn't it? I mean, this is really minus
kind of what we
24
do.
extra people cooking, but
It is.
down at Proud Souls right off of 25th and Federal there, you guys are doing this every weekend.
Every day.
Every day.
We do it 24/7. I mean, there's times our phone rang in the middle of the night. We have a party going on tomorrow. What do? I just bought this smoker from you guys. I need to learn. I've got a group I'm hosting a graduation party this weekend. Can you help me? To see everyone come out here, want to gain information, knowledge on cooking and barbecue. It's awesome. It's cool. What can you say?
So where do you begin? And I consider myself kind of a novice barbecuer, you know.
I don't know, Ryan. I saw those ribs. I saw those ribs today.
We'll find out in an hour here.
But you learn a lot, and so put the competition portion into that. And, you know, hopefully we'll be able to catch up with a judge, a competition judge.
Yeah.
But I did a little research reading, and a lot of times people think, you know, I do a darn good rib.
Sure.
Right? And I'm an entered, and they get blown out of the water because there's certain things that you're just looking for within a. So can we start there? And any one of you guys just.
I think Chris can talk to this. This is a great competition cook. He just won a Colorado State barbecue championship last weekend in Lamar, Colorado, against 30 other teams from across the nation. This guy knows competition cooking. He's a great cook. That's why we invited him on board as our general manager at the beginning of the year. I'll let him talk to that. He knows exactly what judges are looking for in competition cooking.
Yeah, good point, Greg. I mean, we were just talking earlier, you know, about the whole thing. It's like, you know, I might like salt and pepper, or you might like sauce, right? It doesn't matter, right, what we like. We have to cater to the people who will be judging our food, right? And kind of put your personal preference aside. Sometimes to swallow your pride, like we've been beat down, right? And then the next week come back and bounce back, figure it out, and win some stuff, you know. And I think that's what it's all about. It's about being versatile, and it's about, you know, not carrying a chip on your shoulder and having thick skin. Not everybody's going to like your food every day. But, you know, how can we challenge ourselves as cooks? Myself, Tony, and Dan, we're always constantly learning, right?
What are the basics?
The
that
basics.
you're looking for?
The basics, make it look pretty and cook it right. I think if you do those two things, I think the rubs and the sauces are great. It's just an addition, right? But I think as long as you know what you're doing and you cook the heck out of that meat, I think you'll do well.
And, folks, you're listening to Chris Webb, General Manager from Proud Souls Barbecue right off of 25th and Federal.
That's us.
Taste, tenderness, and appearance. Those are the three
Correct.
categories
So I
basically
think
judging for. So you want to make it look pretty, like Chris said, so it has to show really well in the box. So it's got to have a nice color. Can't be too dark, can't be too light. You want to have an amazing taste, and that's what Chris is referring to. So not too sweet, not too spicy, but a nice combination of those. And
you don't want to do anything too far left or right.
So what are some of the techniques? And again, boy, you know, it's like diagnosing yourself on WebMD or something, looking at how do you be a competition pitmaster in
Practice,
a
practice,
barbecue
practice.
competition.
Yeah.
A lot
Dive
of the things that I was reading was like coat it in mayo so that your rub will stick, and the mayo has a high fat content. You want fat content. Anything to that?
No, not necessarily. I think it's funny you say about mayo because we did a Texas-style brisket today on our demo stage. We coated it in mayo and then just did salt and pepper on it, but a very coarse pepper. I think mayo helps with the fat content as a binder from a competition standpoint.
And doesn't take the flavor away.
No, there's no
right?
flavor component to it at all when it's been in a smoker for 6-7 hours. I think the biggest thing with competition barbecue, if the meat isn't cooked perfectly, it has no chance
So that's
of
the
winning.
first barrier.
Yes,
You're you're blown out of the water right
So
away.
has anyone ever had a rib before that is what I always say tight, doesn't pull off the bone or is chewy, or a rib that falls off the bone all at once and is mush, overcooked? Finding that sweet spot in between as a cook, knowing in the window in a barbecue, you can cook a rack of ribs for 3-4 hours, but you really have about 5 to 10 minutes of getting it just right. You should take a bite out of a rib. It should pull from the bone. It should leave almost a bite mark in there, and then it should dry. The bone should dry clean immediately. If it doesn't do that, it means it's either over or undercooked. So if you don't cook the meat right, you have no chance, no matter what rub, what sauce, how pretty your box looks. From a tenderness standpoint, if it's not dead on, you don't have a chance of winning. So as cooks, we focus, and as things we try to educate our customers at is understanding your proteins, understanding when they're done, understanding your timeline, where you cook, your elevation here in Denver. And you think about when people talk about baking in Denver, the different intricacies that go into that. Barbecue is the same thing. When we cook barbecue and we travel to go in different states and that sort of thing at sea level, barbecue is totally different than barbecue here. When we go up into the mountains and we cook at a contest in Leadville, totally different up there. So understanding your elements, understanding where water boils, boiling point of water, understanding the thickness exactly of what you're doing, and figuring out that tenderness, and then a flavor profile like Chris and Dan said that's not too far left, not too far right, and then making it look beautiful in a box. That's when barbecue, and from a competition's point, wins.
I love hearing you talk about it. I mean, you can tell the passion. Just do a quick reset here, and we're going to actually bring out some of the winners of this backyard rib competition. The announcements come at 7 o'clock, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes,
so
sir.
about 45 minutes, we'll do that. In the meantime and in between time, these guys have forgotten more about barbecue than I'll ever know. And truly the experts and proud souls. And Dan, Tony, and Chris here with us this evening. We're going to cover some ground from spices to the fire itself. And I want to cover that next, because I had a gentleman named Jim that I met this afternoon who walked me around and showed me everybody's smoke and said, here's what you can tell by the smoke that's coming out of the grills. I found it a fascinating conversation. I'd like to continue that as we continue from the Gothic Theater right here on Broadway. We'll take that quick turnaround, come right back. This is the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
Bingo.
Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook for all the fun photos and videos. Just search The Modern Eater or check out the website, themoderneater.com.
Hi, I'm Rick Edelman, and I have a feeling that retirement is on your mind. You're wondering if you've saved enough or whether your money is in the right places. You're wondering, when will you be able to retire, or will you be able to stay retired? And is your money sufficient so you can live in comfort and financial security for the rest of your life? You're wondering all this, but you really don't have to just wonder. You can resolve all these questions in your effort to enjoy a retirement that's everything you want it to be. And we can help. At Edelman Financial Engines, our clients are predominantly concerned about retirement, your financial security for your spouse, for your aging parents, for your children. And we can help you just like we've helped thousands of folks just like you for more than 30 years. So call us at Edelman Financial Engines at 888-PLAN-RIC. That's 888-PLAN-RIC. Or visit us at rickedelman.com. That's ricedelman.com. Don't wonder about your retirement, because we're here to help you.
Rocker Spirits. It's a distillery. It's a place to hang. It's about quality. It's about taste. It's about passion. Infused with American spirit. Rocker whiskey, rocker rum, rocker vodka. Get ready for an original look, feel, and experience. Old Town Littleton. And if you get hungry while you're sipping on some drinks, they've got the best food truck line in town. Open Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Rockerspirits.com. Rockerspirits.com.
Hi, I'm Andrew Moore, brewmaster at the Intrepid Sojourner Beer Project. At Intrepid Sojourner, beer tells a story inspired by my adventures as a well-traveled archaeologist. My recipes draw inspiration from all over the world, from historical styles like Satis, Greitzers, and Kvass, to adjunct beers inspired by flavors from international cuisines. My beers broaden the horizons of what beer can be. Explore Basil IPA and Turkish Coffee Stout. Enjoy Chai Brown Ale. Taste Lavender Tripel and the distinctive Horchata Milk Stout. Thoughtfully sourced spices and herbs enhance flavors inherent to indigenous beer styles. My sincere hope is that Intrepid Sojourner Beer Project will inspire adventure and wanderlust. Come visit the tap room and share your tales with friends and plan your next sojourn. Located at 925 West 8th Avenue in the heart of Santa Fe.
Not in this one, no. The next two, though.
At sojournerbeers.com, and remember to drink globally, locally.
Little Rich here. It's the new year, and we're all looking for ways to save money.
Want to
Here's
call
a tip
in with
I
a question.
bet you didn't know about. Do what I do. Buy your natural gas wholesale.
Have the phones on.
Off your gas bill every single month. Baby, that's some serious cash. Do what I've done for years.
15 seconds till we come back.
Thanks, bud.
Energy today. The sooner you call, the sooner you save. Call Brian at Encore Energy. 720-245-5771. That's 720-245-5771. Save money on natural gas with Encore Energy.
Yo, what's up? This is Justin Brunson, Culture Meat and Cheese in Denver Central Market. I'm a meat guy. And you're listening to the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
You're hot.
All right, let's get it back live from the Gothic Theater for the second annual backyard rib competition. And
But so much more than ribs, Greg. There was ribs, there was brisket, there was all kinds of meat.
that was the competition, though.
Yeah, well, there was actually extra categories, not only ribs. You could have everything.
Yeah, well, there was let me reset here. So, all right, got the guys from Proud Souls here. It is the second annual backyard rib competition brought to you by Proud Souls here at the Gothic Theater as we are live. And lots of you just heard Justin Brunson's voice, River Bear American Meats out here, and Frogs here. Spice guy Zach Johnston, we'll get him on the air here as well. And we'll talk to Chef Jeff Gebott. I mean, it's just a family. It's a family outing, and this barbecue community is truly just that. It's a community of people that really want to feed off of each other and learn. And it strikes me as a lot of times with these backyard competitions is you find just the love of it and the love of, I may have a family recipe that's been, handed down, and I want to keep that tradition, or my buddy and a lot of people, the competition is fun. It's almost like fantasy football too, to where there's a little jabbing going on back and forth, but the techniques and what you're using, it's so cool to see these guys put their setups in here, guys and gals.
Yeah,
ladies here today.
Open everybody. Ladies, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Greg, what's your favorite, dry or wet?
Ribs?
Yeah, we'll start there.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, the dry, and I think that the wet has its place, but dry is really 90% of what people do, right? I mean, you want to kind of let the meat and the spices speak for itself, not cover it in sauce.
So at home, I love a dry rib. I always serve sauce optional if sauce is even around. I think a dry ribbed rub is great. I will say, when we talk about competitions, a dry rib rub typically will not score well, especially from a KCBS standpoint. We're talking about the Kansas City Barbecue Society. So when we think of Kansas City, we think about barbecue sauce, right? Maybe in Texas, where Chris has done a lot of competing, a dry rib rub might score. But from a standpoint, I think a little bit of sauce goes a long way. So not overly
wait a minute,
sauce.
Rich, you just commented on our live stream, no skinny people here?
Yeah, they're a handful.
Zach, where's he at?
Yeah,
Where's the spice
Where is
guy?
Zach? Show me a skinny guy right now.
Hey, well, back on, though, this wet and dry, is it a regional thing? Is it something that you're going to find in different places of the country? Certain people are die-hard wet rub, some are dry rub?
I believe so. I mean, definitely. Like we talked about Texas, right? Came to Texas, competed a lot down there. It's completely different, right? Like Tony mentioned earlier, when we travel and we compete out of state, what works in Denver does not work in Texas, West Texas, South Texas, right?
Yeah,
whenever you go out to Carolinas, they want a vinegar base. When you're in KC, they want it sweet. Whenever you're in Texas, they just want to taste the beef, right? So it's a little bit different everywhere we go. I think as far as Denver or Colorado barbecue is concerned, I think we're a hybrid, right? I mean, raise your hand if you're a transplant. Boom, right?
Everyone in the room.
Exactly. Here. And I think we all bring something to the table.
I know. There's one native
mostly.
here.
And Richie.
Mr. Hyper-Local himself.
Hey, we've got the best of the best here on the show with us. So if you have a barbecue question, any question, really, there's no dumb question when it comes to this. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. You can call in if you're on our Facebook stream. You can do that as well and get on the show and talk to these guys. Again, I said before we broke off that I wanted to spend a minute talking about not only the differences in your gear, what you're using, but also in the smoke. So was it Jim? What was the guy's name? You guys probably don't know who I'm talking about.
Are you talking about Jim from Uncle Jay's Barbecue?
That might have been.
Bigger guy?
Probably.
Real
Yeah.
gray shirt.
Back to the skinny
Not those
thing.
skinny guys.
Yeah.
No, not a skinny guy.
So he said, let's take a walk around. I want to show you smoke. Let's talk about smoke. And it was kind of counterintuitive to me, to where you would think, okay, all the big billowed smoke that's coming out, that's got to be good. Not good. Right? You barely want to see the smoke come. So talk about that, if you would. Anyone jump in?
So I think with barbecue, when you think about barbecue, it's about typically fire, right? I mean, old school. Nowadays, obviously, pellet grills have changed the game. We'll talk about that a little bit as being a gateway drug into barbecue in a sense. But smoke is a big indicator of barbecue. You know, the first thing a cook learns prior to even cooking barbecue is fire management. You have to build a fire in order to cook, right, your proteins. So when we step back as cooks, well, if the fire isn't going to be right, whatever we're building, how is my end result going to be exactly what I want? So we like to educate our customers when they come in who are buying offset pellet grills, Big Green Eggs like we have down at the Studio Kitchen, Colorado, drum smokers, that sort of thing, where they want to build fire. Understand the art of building fire. How does fire work? How do you get oxygen to your fire? What are you putting in that from a charcoal base, from a wood standpoint? How is your wood seasoned? Is it too wet, too dry? What is your heat output? Well, what kind of wood are you using? Are you using a hardwood? Are you using a fruit wood? A fruit wood is going to produce more smoke than an oak. An oak is going to burn hotter than a fruit. Where's your wood coming from? Again, we talk about sourcing proteins. We talk about sourcing woods and charcoals and trying to find that quality standpoint where you want something very clean, very efficient, very heat-oriented. And once you master fire, the rest from a cook standpoint, based on what you're cooking, comes very natural.
Tony Roberts, Proud Soul Barbecue. This
Preach,
is like
brother,
it is like the preacher. I mean, have you created a Bible somewhere down there?
Upper room.
You found it.
Just love barbecue. Honestly, I love building fire. I mean, fire, I love building. When I think about barbecue, I think about fire. I don't think about the food so much. I think about building a fire. I think about that's how I grew up and the smells that come from that. And then from that point, once the fire's ready, it's like now we're having fun, right? But it all starts with the fire.
So another little nuance that, and I think it's a pretty obvious one, walked around and he said, now smell. Get the smell of the fire. And there were a few of them. He said, I love Kingsford charcoal. But come over here, and what do you smell right now? You smell the Kingsford coal. And it was very overwhelming. He said, your food's going to taste like that. So that fire probably wasn't managed the best. When you guys walk around and you see these cooks out here, how many teams do you have, 24?
24.
24 teams. You can pretty much just tell by what they're doing. I mean, they might lift the lid or something else, but in your mind, and it's just like me, I can listen to another person doing a radio show, and the nuances are right there for me. Right off the bat, what do you see right off the bat when you walk up to any individual place to know whether they're going to be successful or not, or is that just thrown out the window once the judges get to it?
Yeah, I mean, I think we definitely. I mean, whenever we show up somewhere, I mean, you know, you're always creeping your competition, right? If we're competitors, so we'll usually take a stroll as we settle in. You know, and historically, like we were talking about fire management, good smoke, bad smoke, like we've talked about. A lot of times you'll see a cooker. So cooker could be 50 feet long, right? You got 4 stacks, 16 fireboxes. Dude's smoke is out of control. So we look at each other and we just kind of chuckle because we're like, well, got him, right? Yeah. You know, so I think I think when you use smoke, use it like salt and pepper, less is more, right? You don't have to blast it. I mean, we want a clean fire. We don't want it to overtake it. We just want it to give it a kiss, a compliment of smoke.
Also saw a couple of cooks that were trying to rekindle their fire. That's a tough one too, right?
Managing a consistent temperature, that's key too. You don't want to have a huge temperature swing from 200 to 300 back down to 200 because your protein's going to be affected by that negatively. Yeah. So keep it consistent, clean, you know, nice.
And that's oxygen.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's just a pure oxygen play. Like you said, in a way, fire is one of the oldest things on the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's like where we learned how to cook in my eyes. And so taking it right now and what you guys have done and put it in a formal manner, put one of these incredible smokers behind it. I mean, it's controlled. It's a whole different game. What you guys are doing is quite honestly amazing.
And the grills have come a long way. The smokers
have come a long way.
Can we break off and come back and talk about that?
Yeah.
Let's do that. It's 6:30 on 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. Again, live from the Gothic Theater with the boys from Proud Souls. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and continue this conversation. If you have a question, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Now's the time when you've got the experts on with us. We'll get some of these guys, some of the cooks here with us. We'll get them on the show. Then we have, we'll talk spices as well. River Bear's here. And I have to mention, if you're out and about this evening, there's a couple of cool things going on. You can join us down here for a little while. But our friends at Intrepid Sojourner Beer Project in the Santa Fe Arts District, it's congratulations to them for their 2-year anniversary, and they're having that party tonight. So if you would, stop by and meet us there a little bit later on and cheers and have a beer and give them congratulations, because a delicious brewery right there on 8th Avenue.
Right in between Santa Fe
and Calumet.
Yep. It's an incredible little place, little hidden, but it's good.
Congratulations to Intrepid Sojourner Beer Projects for 2 years and then many more. We made a stop to Beasts and Brews yesterday with Zach Kreider from Colorado Mills and got a opportunity to catch up with Jason Nauert. And that location that they have in Colorado Springs is beautiful. All right, we'll take that break. We'll come right back and, again, rejoin right here from the Gothic Theater. You are listening to the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
I feel like we need to be doing some play calls.
Hut.
Check us out on Instagram. Just search The Modern Eater or check out the website, themoderneater.com.
Jason, Brian. Nice to meet you.
How you guys there?
Right on, brother.
Nothing like a typical bank. It's why they've reimagined banking and built something completely different.
Hey, Jared, how you doing, babe?
Yo, okay, so you have a caller, Jim, on the line.
Okay.
You guys are kind of low on your end.
We're low on our end.
I have you guys turned up all the way on my end, and it sounds okay, but I don't know. Something happened after he told me about the phones.
It's banking reimagined for yourself. Capital One. What's in your
And you have a live in 2 minutes.
PIC?
Are you a new motorcyclist needing training, or an avid motorcyclist who could use a skills tune-up? You should know the California Motorcyclist Safety Program is available to teach you life-saving skills.
Yeah,
and
there you
improve
go.
your riding.
There we go,
All
magic.
you have to do is sign up to attend the course, where you'll learn or refresh the skills you need to safely and legally operate a motorcycle in California, and even qualify for a discount on your motorcycle insurance. To learn more and sign up, visit CaliforniaMotorcyclist.com or call 1-877-RIDE-411.
Colleen Ferreira here with the Colorado Chefs Association. You've probably heard the excitement. This year we are creating a stir in the culinary community. This is your personal invitation to join us on our constant culinary adventure. Let us open up our network to you and help you grow professionally. Whether you are
Is it any better back there at the studio?
I mean, in Q, yeah, it sounds better, but I'm going to see what it sounds like when you go over the air.
Join us. I'd love.
You have a live in about a minute.
Okay,
Colleen at ACF Colorado.
And Jim is still on the line. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Yeah, we'll take Jim.
Okay, cool. All right.
What does he want to ask?
Rockalitas.
No.
He wanted to talk about barbecue. I don't know.
Okay, Jim.
He said that he wanted to call in.
Thank you.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Mills sunflower oil. If you too want to serve the healthiest, most vibrant tasting foods, you must use Colorado Mills. Colorado Mills is hyper-local, Colorado grown, cold pressed in Lamar, Colorado. Whether you bake, fry, or saute, get your Colorado Mills today. Available through Shamrock, Growers Organic, and Dawn Foods. For the best oil in the business, use Colorado Mills. Want to bake the best? Bake with the best. Little Rich here from Rockalitas Tortillas and the Modern.
To the live.
Fold cold and don't break open, yet they're soft and delicious. What's my secret? Ardent Mills. Organic, ancient, and heirloom grains like quinoa, spelt, and more. Locally headquartered in Denver, Colorado, Ardent Mills provides the industry's broadest range of traditional and organic flours, whole grains, customized blends, and specialty products dedicated to
10 seconds.
Culinary industry with the next grains and unique plant-based ingredients. I love Ardent Mills, and I know you will.
3, 2, you're hot.
.com.
All right, back to the second annual Backyard Barbecue competition. But right now, let me tell you about Jeff Rourke and A-Plus Beverage Solutions. Wow. Went down to Beast and Brews yesterday. 100 tap lines of delicious Colorado craft beers and spirits. It's a truly an amazing setup, and Jeff Rourke made their dreams come true. Tap installation is very important, and also maintenance. You need an A-plus on your report card for the maintenance, and just get a hold of Jeff Rourke. Easy to do. The temperature off, pouring beer with a lot of foam. There's so many variables, but Jeff Rourke's the expert. Leave it to the experts. Give them a call, 720-272-3809. If you're pouring inefficient beer, what are you doing?
You're pouring your money down the drain.
Don't pour your money down the drain. Just get a hold of Jeff Rourke and A-Plus Beverage Solutions. Again, Write it down, 720-272-3809. It's Jeff Rourke in A-Plus Beverage Solutions.
Hey, this is Brother Luck from
You're clear. You sound better.
All right, you ready? Owner of 4 by Brother Luck and Lucky Dumplings. I mean, he's a very, very impressive man. And you're rocking with the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, back at it, the Modern Eater Show. I want to throw Tony on just for a second. Zach, would you hand Tony a headset? We got a caller, Jim. We'll take Jim's call real quick. He's got a barbecue question for you, Tony. Jim, go ahead.
What's up, Jim?
Hello, Jim. You got that phone queued up back there?
Yeah, he should be on.
Hey, Greg.
Here we go.
Yes.
Greg. Tony, this is Grasser.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy Grasser, what's up, buddy? How's it going, my friend?
Borowitz, man. Oh, what's Borowitz walking around with you? Hey, guys, I just wanted to tell you, my hat's off to you. This was an awesome day. It was super fun to go down there and just watch the passion that these guys have. It's great, and you guys are at the center of it. So, my hat's off to you.
I'm getting feedback.
Thank you, Jim. We appreciate that. Hey, man, when I started in barbecue, you were one of the first guys I met, along with Jason Ganahl over here to my right and Erik to my left. We appreciate that, man. I respect you as a cook, and thank you very much for coming today. Thank you.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, all I was saying was that I don't know how about you guys, but you know, when I'm at a competition, I can smell the smoke, bad smoke. You can see the bad. At least I can see the bad smoke. With my own pit, I can tell if my temperature's off, my pit temp, just by the quality of the smoke coming out. So I'll punt that. That's what I was trying to explain to Greg. I'll punt that to you guys and get off your phone. So it was a pleasure. Great job, guys.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate you calling in, man. You're great job. I know now I know he walked around with Greg. Jim, you just said Jim, but yeah, Jimmy Grasser, 303 Barbecue. He cooks on a Jambo traditional offset built down in Texas. Great cook, great guy, great customer of ours, and lucky enough to call him a friend. But I met that dude years ago through Jason over here, so it's nice of him to support us and call in, so thanks.
Thanks for the smoke tour, Jim. That was pretty cool, and just to take the time, that meant a lot. Joining the show now, here's look at this lineup here of guys. Let's go down the line. Just introduce yourself. This is fun.
Hi, Jason Ganahl, GQue Barbecue, Westminster, Colorado, and Lone Tree, Colorado.
I'm Zach Johnston. I am a spice guy. We sell spices all over the entire country.
You are the spice guy.
First one.
It's hot over here sitting next to him. It's spicy.
Sir?
Erik D Kos, BurntOut BBQ, and we're primarily online, do competitive barbecue. Line of sauces and dry rubs, along with grill candy, which is our kind of premier product.
Grill candy?
Yeah.
Oh, did you bring some over?
Yeah, you know I don't. Somebody I'm sure around here has a bottle of grill candy
bring
hanging out.
Bring over the grill candy.
Yeah, bring it on.
Let's check it out. Jason, first of all, your demo that you did today, you're good.
Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
You must do a lot of those.
I'm constantly reprimanding my children in my house, so I have a lot of practice.
It starts with the kids at home. Your demo, and I think we actually streamed that. Didn't we stream Jason's demo? Yeah, you can. If you scroll down on the Modern Eater Facebook page, you'll see Jason's demo. What'd you demo?
We did lobster tails. Garlic butter, a little bit. I think we had some lemon in there. We had some GQue rub in there. And I got lucky enough to have a couple bites, and they were absolutely fantastic. They were delicious.
And Jason,
So
that's got to
good.
be hard, doing lobster on a barbecue. I mean, temperature is crucial with lobster.
Could get rubbery quick.
Yeah, it is. You're right. You're exactly right. And that's I have a YouTube channel, and it's actually the second most watched video on my YouTube channel. We're closing in on, I think, 800,000 views on that particular video. And all I try to do is teach people that were here today, people just getting into this kind of stuff, people who want to impress their family, people who want to impress their friends with good food, that you can do it. If I can do it, I'm not a professionally trained chef. I didn't go to chef school. I don't have a huge culinary background at all. But if I can do it, you can do it too. And I just try to teach them and show them how to do it too in very simple steps.
Making barbecue approachable.
That's it. It's
I like
easy.
that,
It's not
Jason.
complicated. It's not rocket science.
And Zach, you always tell me I kill with the barbecue guys.
Kill with them.
You
Love
do.
it.
So what's up with that?
Well, barbecue is just one of those things. Like you're definitely putting seasoning on it, whether that's just salt and pepper or whether you want to go a little bit more in depth. Some of Jason's rubs are 10, 11 ingredients in them. Same with Erik. So for us, that's huge. And then they're cooking so much of the same exact thing. We love working with them because it's a box of stuff every few days, and we're cruising and going. And for them, it's super convenient, and for us, it's super convenient also because we're not delivering 15 things to their restaurant. We're delivering one box, and they're just using that all week, which is a pretty easy solution for us.
So what are some of your partners that you work with right now?
Well, we just signed Hanks on. We'll be working with Smoke here pretty soon. We've done a couple things with Jason. We do all the Proud Souls barbecue stuff. And then in the mountains, we've been doing Arapahoe Cafe. Those guys have been taking hardware home at the Frisco Barbecue for, I think, 10-plus years. Doug Pearson up there crushes. He's like a Colorado barbecue legend.
You're running a Facebook ad right now, sponsored ad. I think it's cool, but you said something like, these are back in stock. What's back in stock? Do you even know the ad I'm talking about?
Yeah,
of course
totally.
You do. You do not know.
Yeah.
You want me to show it to me?
Yeah, no.
You're throwing me off, Zach.
No, we're running ads right now saying everything's back in stock. As the warmer weather approaches, we see a huge influx in business from our e-commerce site particularly. So at the moment, just getting something out there to remind everybody, hey, we're still here. We still exist. We're the company that you loved last year. Don't forget over the winter. Because I think I've told you before, our e-commerce business is heavily built around the grill because at every event that we've gone to sell stuff, we've grilled. So people have associated our brand with grilling. We'd love to get more into their kitchen for the entire year, but at the moment, we're their go-to grill spice line. So we'll take what we can get, but
nothing wrong with that. And looking for more, right?
Always.
Yeah.
And Zach, we've been talking today a lot about competitive barbecue. If there's anybody that knows the profile and the change and what's evolving, what the next is going to be in barbecue, what are you seeing from 2017, 2018, into 2019?
Now, wait a minute.
Profile.
All the great questions come. That was a really good question.
Yeah, that was a great question.
I'm curious as a competitor.
I think profile is something that's been built up, right? We went through this crazy phase maybe 10 years ago of, oh my gosh, look at all these ingredients that we can finally have or that have come to America. And we sort of played all those out as far as we could, took like all the extremes you could possibly take with all the weird stuff, and now we're landing back. And I think it's coming back, and everything right now is going like, how can I make this more healthy? How can I make this more local? How can I make this more X fill in the blank, right? How can I have it keto? What is my diet restriction? So things are moving back to a more simple approach, I think, right now. It's just, and that's totally great. It's salt and pepper approach is coming back in style as these diets come, because people are having so much trouble finding all the accoutrements to go with, like, say, a keto or whatever diet they're having, that now they're saying, like, okay, well, like, let me dumb down the seasoning part of it, and I'm either going to get a keto seasoning or I'm just going to use salt and pepper.
I think we're sourcing better meats, too.
100%.
You know, and I think a lot of the time when you find a delicious cut or what, you want it to speak for itself. Truly. You brought, here it is, right?
Grill candy.
Grill candy.
This is
put the hand there, push that up to the camera there. Yeah. Talk about that for a minute.
So grill candy, it's a barbecue finishing glaze. It's actually a pretty universal product. But what we find is it offers an ability to either cut it into a sauce or spritz it on just for an appearance, a little bit of a sheen.
You want the moisture.
You do, and precisely, it does. It helps your pork not dry out as fast, or at least if it does, it's going to leave a little bit of a sheen.
Yeah.
And that helps from a presentation standpoint when we're competing. That's what we designed it for. But what we're finding is people are cutting it into their whiskey. They're using it for different, yeah, right. You know, and you can't make some of those things up.
We're doing shots of that,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying they're making like a whiskey? What would you call it? A whiskey sour or a whiskey candy?
I would go with the candied whiskey. Not as big of a whiskey drinker myself. I'm curious
How can people get a hold of that?
So right now we do have it down at Tony's shop, Proud Souls. We sell it online. There's a couple of boutique shops.
What's the
in
website?
The Denver area, BurntOutBBQ.com. And, yeah, you can also get it on Amazon. We've got a 2-pack special out there, so people can have it shipped in 2 days, right?
Dave, I want to comment. What's more impressive than this grill candy right here, which is excellent, I've used it before on pork and stuff, is his physique. This is the modern age barbecue guy right here.
Right.
This guy looks great, and he's the competent meat eater right here. And this is what I appreciate more than his actual products himself.
I was asking this question today. Are the meat sweats real?
If you overeat, yeah. Or else
I
the
don't
meat
think I've
sweat
ever
can
had
be,
it.
you just
I
go
wanna-
after and you get a workout in after all that protein, right?
Yeah.
So whatever you want to call it. One of the things you talk about, the quality of meat,
Uh-huh.
it really resonates to me is pork, right? So if you think about heritage pork and the commodity pork and how that has evolved, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, but they say the U.S. government intervened in the pork supply and cut down on the fats because they attributed it to obesity. But yet now it comes back online and you're eating things, Berkshire and Duroc. I bring my kids to the zoo, right? And this is one good story. It's, you see the pink pig, that's commodity. You see the red pig, that's Duroc. You see the black pig, that's Berkshire. And how all the meat supplies have evolved. And what we use in competitive barbecue, if you cook up Berkshire, you're talking extreme profile. It smells like bacon as you cook, really good pork. Obviously, that's going to be way extreme for the judges and their profile, what they're expecting to taste. How do you cut it in the middle? But use something that's actually good. Sourced from, a real farm, sourced from people that actually care about what they're cooking. It's pretty neat.
Do you
as we
guys
get
have
into this.
preferences of who you work with? Can we do that? Take a break, come back. We'll talk about some sourcing.
Yeah.
I love that conversation, especially here locally. We have a lot of good ideas of folks
Yes,
that we
we do.
love to source from, too. All right, again, from the Gothic Theater, just outside in the parking lot. They wouldn't let us inside. That's all right. It is, a spring afternoon in the Mile High City. The sun's going to be going down. Jeff Gebott, he's on deck. I think he would have taken off a little while ago if his truck would have gotten out. But no, you're around. Jeff Gebott, all right, we want to get him on the show, too. 7 o'clock, that's when the award ceremony on the inside. So hopefully we'll be able to pull out some of those award winners and talk to them about what they did to set themselves apart. Zach, you were a judge, right? Can you
Sure
give us,
was, yeah.
Can you give us a little hint? You don't know. You just know
Well,
what
everything
number
was done
that
by
was.
numbers, yeah. So
You know what number? Because I remember what number we are.
you did tell me what number you were before. and
I did not.
appreciate that
So
100.
it's double
gets changed.
it's
So
double
your
blind
number's
judging.
different from
yep.
our number.
Yep.
Oh.
That
It's
$100
randomized.
I'm keeping though.
Just that's a Zach Johnston right there. Of course you would. All right, all's well in the world. We'll come right back. Take a break right now. And what do you think, Brian? We'll do in the kitchen next, right in the parking
I
lot.
like that
In-
with Jeff.
with Jeff.
Jeff?
No, not yet. Jeff's
Yeah.
coming on 7.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna continue. With
I
these
want to
guys.
taste. He's got some brisket, man. He's holding out on me.
He has the brisket.
He says he's got a little brisket. He's holding out.
All right, we're going to break and do that. Come back live on Facebook as well. Looks like you're talking to people on the Facebook there, huh, Richie?
I know he's asking us questions.
Back
I
and
like
forth.
it.
All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
Sure. All right, you guys are a little hot, actually.
Now,
Don't forget to
So it's just a little fuzzy when you guys get hot.
okay.
check The Modern Eater or check out the website, themoderneater.com.
How can you make as much as $1,000 in as little as 10 days? Hey, it's Ross
Live in 220.
and instead of letting credit card interest compound at 18 or 20% or more, move it into your mortgage at a much lower rate and save up to $1,000 a month. Mortgage rates haven't been this low in over a year, so now is the time to take advantage. As long as you have equity in your home, you can pay off any debt, not just credit cards. And you can get it done in as few as 10 days. So call American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants today. It takes just 10 minutes to start. There's no commission, no obligation, no pressure, and never any upfront fees. Just a loan customized for your needs. You might even be able to delay up to 2 months of mortgage payments. You have nothing to lose except a bunch of interest expense. So give them a call, 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Hey, it's Peter Allman with South River Aquaponics. As a chef and aquaponics farmer, I get the importance of conserving our limited water supply. Did you know Colorado is suffering from the most severe drought since 2012? Water shortages are very real, especially to Colorado farmers. Now here's the good news. Aquaponic farming uses 90% less water.
1 minute to live.
While producing 4.5 times more food per square foot. Using traditional farming techniques, farmers would flood their fields with large quantities of water. leaving much of this water underutilized and just plain wasted. But because aquaponics is a recirculating system, the only water used is what the plants uptake and some very minor evaporation. South River Aquaponics has been running a 55,000-gallon system year-round for 4 years, and we use less than 500 gallons of water per day. Education is very important to us here at South River Aquaponics. I invite you to learn more about aquaponics at southriveraquaponics.com. South River Aquaponics, the future of farming.
Hey, Colorado. This is Brian.
30.
Growers Organic
Go
and
live.
host on the Modern Eater Talk Show.
Yeah, 30 to the live.
Colorado
Could you
sourcing
blow out
company
that live?
who provides Colorado
Yes, sir. We're coming back in 20.
with the best organic produce. I've been partnering with local and regional farms for the last 20 years, and our returning customers know they can count on us over and over again. Chefs who receive the highest rating on Good Food 100 choose Growers Organic for their organic produce needs because we're experts at bridging the gap between the farm and the table. Join us in the organic revolution and go organic with Growers Organic. Look us up online at growersorganic.com.
Feed me now!
This is the Modern Eater Show.
That's right, boy! I'm starving!
And now it's time for In the Kitchen.
How am I supposed to keep on feeding you? Kill people? Brought to you by
Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. Award-winning competition cooks and purveyors of specialty barbecue supplies right here in Denver, Colorado. ProudSoulsBBQ.com.
Feed me all night long.
You're hot.
Can you do anything all night long?
Depends how much you're asking.
All night long, that's a big commitment right there, but we'll do that. We'll do barbecue all night long. Greg Hollenbach, Brian Freeman. We'll talk a little bit about our road trip in the next hour. You're going to be hearing a lot about our 2019 road trip, but in the meantime and in between time, back to the show. And it's all about Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. It's their second annual backyard rib competition, Brian.
Backyard barbecue.
That's right.
It's the Backyard Barbecue Competition, second annual at the Gothic Theater here on South Broadway. We're having a great time. There's a great group of people out here. And do you always feel like you picked the wrong day to start eating different when something like this brisket's sitting in front of you? You're like, why? Why today did I say I was going to do something different? Because I'm not going to do anything different. I'm going to chow down on that brisket.
Do something different tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. There'll be time always for that tomorrow.
The Spice Guys, Zach Johnston rejoins with us, but now here's and this is a fan favorite. We love this guy, Chef Jeff Gebott. Back in town, we love to have you here. You were in New York for a little stint, and you got Tony over here. This is just one big family, and Jeff Gebott, welcome back to the Modern Eater Show.
Thanks, buddy. It's good to be here.
Good to see you, Chef. You kind of you pigeonholed yourself into just barbecue guy, right?
Yeah, but I can do anything.
I know you can. I've seen
I just really love barbecue.
I know it.
I built this body by barbecue.
You're looking pretty svelte these days.
I'm getting there.
You're looking good, my friend. You brought over a brisket.
Yeah, I figured you were hungry since you never get to eat on your show. So
listen, I dabble, but that looks delicious.
Yeah.
Open that up and start talking about it.
I might cut my finger off talking at the same time.
Look at the juice just running out of it already. Look at that. Oh.
So
that looks so good, folks. If you're at home and you're not watching Facebook, I encourage you to get on it now because you are missing out on, the smell-o-vision. You turned that on, right, Greg? On our Facebook channel? Little smell-o-vision. Can you smell that? It's just awesome. And this guy, Jeff Gebott, over at Sugarfire.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Sugarfire is a really fun concept from St. Louis originally. Our first location in Denver is in Westminster, and we're planning on expanding this next year. So it's we have traditional barbecue, but it's also very chef-driven, which is why I was drawn to it. Our founding father of the restaurant, Mike Johnston, is a classically trained chef and fell into barbecue, and now it's all in our blood. So.
I can't stop watching you cut this here on the Facebook Live.
It's mesmerizing, isn't it?
It looks delicious. I'll tell you, so Zach, you see pictures, obviously all the time, food pictures with barbecue. So the brisket, I always see them lay it over their finger, so it's bent over and they show that to the camera. I said, is there yeah, there it is. That's the picture. What are you showing when you do that?
That's just the bend of the brisket. It's still holding together. It's not overcooked. Overcooked's going to fall apart. So when they actually judge it, they judge by the pole. So it should just tear nicely. If they pick it up and it falls apart, it's overcooked.
He's got a pretty smoke ring on his too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you roll with quite the smoker there, Jeff.
Yeah, we have a few of those.
Yeah, well, I like your traveling. You're one that's as big as some people's houses in New York. It was either a studio apartment in New York, or it was Jeff's trailer that I could drive around the country and eat all the time.
The best part, 1 month of rent pays for one of those.
Exactly.
That's not true.
Who are we?
I'm taking the trailer.
We need to get somebody to taste that. Your wife tastes your barbecue every single day.
I will sacrifice, Greg.
You're gonna do it?
I will do it. I mean, oh wait, there's little Rich. What is
we
little
got
Rich?
little Rich.
Rich has got two hands, waiting for a little brisket over
Come
there.
on over here, little Rich.
2 hands and no tortillas.
Yes.
Picture.
Although we use his tortillas on our special today, so.
It's fantastic. So also, we talk about Sugarfire. You've set up a little shop in Littleton at Rocker Spirits.
Yeah, we're right there. Actually, we're there right now. So, we do a kind of an appetizer menu there, a little bit different from the restaurant, to support Dustin and what he's got going on, and give some good alternative food there in Old Town Littleton. So,
Excuse me, you're mixing it up too. You're creating actually a little different menu for him.
Yeah, exactly. So it's primarily appetizer based, shareable, small bites, that kind of stuff. So, again, we get to be very creative with Sugarfire. So.
Does Sugarfire work with Zach?
No,
Not yet.
Hey, buddy.
Put it on the spreadsheet. And these are the relationships true. When you look around and you see these competition cooks, you want to be in the competition, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I like supporting them, and occasionally I join in. I might do a couple comps this year.
But I really liked your comment when I walked up to you today. What'd you say? You're the one making money today. You're like, hey, I'm letting these guys enter the competition today. I've got a booth back here. I'm actually making some money today,
It's
Brian.
true. It's true. Although the prizes on this thing were amazing. I mean,
Were they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Grills, custom cutting boards, gift cards. I mean, it was a solid group of prizes for this thing.
Well, it's exciting because I think in the next 5 minutes we're going to find out who has taken home the ring today.
It's not me, I can tell you that.
I'd be nervous if I thought we had a chance, but I don't think we had a chance. I mean, there were some great cooks here
Some
today.
great cooks here, yeah.
But, is it subjective at all?
I mean, to some degree. I mean, our table, because I judged this event, our table had some really, you were on the table.
Yep.
Yeah, we had some really good ribs on our table. A couple other tables I heard struggled a little bit, but, I mean, I was really impressed with what was in front of me.
What were you looking for?
So I look for, the tenderness, obviously. I look for a nice flavor profile that's sweet with a little bit of heat, well-trimmed, well-cooked rib. Something that doesn't just fall out off the bone, something that you can bite into and get a nice chew, but not be too tight. So that window can be less than 5 minutes for that rib to become perfect. And depending on when that gets pulled, it might not be quite right. So, man, ribs are one of the toughest ones.
Well, I was going to ask, is there a heat element, meaning the temp? Does the whole thing have to be at a certain temp, or is that like out the window? You're not sticking it in? I
mean, inherently, you're going to have a little on the colder side when it hits the judges' table. But I think they did a great job today with just using foil as the garnish, because everything I tasted was at least warm.
Let's take a break, come back to the second hour, and again, the next hour we'll have the winners
15.
of the backyard rib competition here at Gothic Theater. We'll continue. We'll take that break, and we'll come back. It's a beautiful night out here. I'm having a fun time, and thank you so much for joining us. Okay, we'll be right back in a flash. This is the Modern Eater Show right here on iHeartRadio.
You'll do it right to save big on your to-do list. We do it right, too, with savings during our Memorial Day sale, so you can start checking off your list and save, too. Now get select 2.5-quart perennials 3 for $12 in store only. And keep your yard looking its best and save $100 on a Greenworks 60-volt string trimmer and blower combo kit, now just $199. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offers valid through 5/22. See store for details. U.S. only. Perennial offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Lawn lovers, run with us on the John Deere Z500 Series Z-Track mower. Built to mow better, faster with an Excel Deep Mower Deck. Because whether you're up against the clock or a busy day, this zero turn gets it done in almost no time at all. Nothing runs like a Deere. Run with us. Test drive a Z500 Series Z-Track mower at your John Deere dealer during the Take Your Turn sales event.
This
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Dan Kaplis afternoons at 4, KHOW, Denver.
Check 1, 2, check, check, check.
I'm talking.
Jay, Jared, just talk, guys. Just talk. We need some action in here. What the real action, you guys, is this meat right here.
Right.
I mean, is this trouble?
Go for
or
it.
what?
Go for it. Get her done.
Did you think actually all those ribs were good? Or
I mean,
half?
they were. Yeah.
We're on Facebook.
I think they were really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really impressed.
At least half were ribs that I would buy in a restaurant and be happy.
Yeah.
But that's what I was just going to ask. I was curious. Were some of those where you're like, did you run across a couple duds?
I had a couple duds on mine. But like he's saying, it's one of those things where you're cooking it, hoping the judges are coming to get it, and then they're taking it to the table. It's chilling there for 10 minutes, getting to you. Yeah. They're showing it to you for 5 minutes, and then you're eating it. So, it's, it's all subjective.
Tricky.
Plus, depending on where they are on that rack, they could have put in a bone that wasn't so good.
And that's interesting. I think about, and earlier I'd ask about ribs and temperature, because it's when you're cooking the bone, I think it's like a whole different thing because the bone holds a heat. I question, it's one of the challenges for me, and I've never mastered barbecue, and I want to, experiment with it a lot more. Usually I'm just like, get the burgers on the grill so the kids can eat. And if anyone has a kid between the ages of, 5 and 15, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
As soon as you can get food in their mouth, they stop complaining. And so, it's more of a functional thing. I've always liked to grill because it's quick. But on the rib side, I've always had a hard time.
This report is sponsored by Zell.
Not too much to worry about on your Saturday night drive. One crash reported on US 36 eastbound before Pecos, but it's not causing too much delay right now. I-25 is running heavy in some spots, including southbound from I-70 to Spear, and northbound, it's stop and go from Alameda to Auraria Parkway. I-25 southbound is also running slow from I-76 to 58th Avenue. Your forecast for tonight, an overnight low of 38 degrees. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds with rain developing by the evening, a high of 60. Right now, it is 54 degrees. With your traffic and weather, I'm Tammy Vigil, 630 KHOW.
Zelle is an easy way to send money to friends and family right from your banking app. Not sure what to get someone for their birthday? Send them money with Zelle so they can buy whatever they want. Look for Zelle in your banking app or get more info at ZellePay.com. Zelle, this is how money moves.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. We entrepreneurs are always improving our listening skills. My dad told me at age 29, Michael, you're a man now. You're about to be married. You have responsibilities. You'd be a fool to start your own business. I did what any loving son would do. I started 5 of them. I didn't listen to my dad, but I have learned to listen to my customers, which is why my 5th successful business, Patriot Software, created accounting software to help non-accountants like me keep accurate accounting records. Go to PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of accounting software free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Broncos fans, the 3rd annual Broncos 7K Fort Collins is June 29th at the Beer Garden at Anheuser-Busch in Fort Collins, Colorado. The Broncos theme run walk will take participants around the grounds of the iconic Anheuser-Busch Brewery, and runners will be greeted at the finish line by Broncos players, cheerleaders, and Miles the mascot. All participants will receive a Broncos runner hat and cooler towel. Show you are Broncos fit and register today at denverbroncos.com/fit.
The weather is changing and bike season is upon us. Come into Good Turn Cycles for an education about our amazing electric bikes. Large variety for all riders and riding styles. Get out in the sunshine on a free test ride and experience why electric bikes are right for you. The electric bike experts at Good Turn Cycles can help you make the right decision for your summer adventures. Our electric bikes take you farther, ease your ride, and help you enjoy where you are and who you're with. Online at goodturncycles.org. Good Turn Cycles, Denver's premier nonprofit bike shop. That's how we roll.
Colorado Politics.com has heard from readers that too much of the media's
Someone
attention
said
is on
they tried to
national
call
hot button
and there was
stories
no
and not enough focus on Denver. That's about to change. Colorado Politics, focus on Denver.
I haven't had a ring on my end except for Shannon and that guy Tim.
Local governments, changing the way we do business and live our lives in the city. Join Denver's informed activists. Subscribe at a special promotional rate of only $12 for 12 weeks. Visit Colorado Politics.
30.
$12 for 12 weeks. Focus on Denver at coloradopolitics.com.
Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear Tom Martino get you the help you need. Weekdays 10 to 1.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
If Denver's talking about it, you'll hear it on 630 KHOW.
The following is a paid advertisement. The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of KHOW, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
How about a bite to eat? It's time for the second course, hour number 2 of The Modern Eater.
What are you hungry for?
Here's to a meal we're all here for.
Delicious and tasty.
Now we're getting to the good stuff. With your hosts, Greg Hollenbeck, Jay Parker, and Brian Freeman.
Oh, yeah, you better believe it. Here we go, the Modern Eater Show, the second hour, firing up from the Gothic Theater. Man, that open is loud. Can you pop that down a little bit, Jared? Where is Jared back in the studio? All right, we'll just continue with a loud open in my ear. All right, Greg Hollenbeck, Jay Parker, Brian Freeman, here we are. We're at the second annual Backyard Rib Competition brought to you by Proud Souls and at the Gothic Theater. And thank you so much for hosting us as we continue. Zach's here at the Spice Guy. And Jeff Gebott from Sugarfire as we continue. You guys like road trips?
Absolutely.
We're about to head out on our second road trip. Last year was such a fun road trip.
That's an invite.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah,
Actually, we do have an invite this
We actually
year.
need your trailer.
All that.
It wouldn't be a bad idea because we're going to be celebrating the summer solstice right in Paonia, Colorado at Big B's Delicious Orchards. And they've got a stage. We're going to get a band. It is going to be one good time.
So I'm cooking for it then.
If you want.
Sure.
You can come down.
Yeah. Do you know where Hotchkiss Paonia is?
No, not even close.
He also said he was going to donate all the food.
You go to I-70 and you just go left.
I love it. He's out. He's out. So here you guys want to hear our circle? This is what we're going to do. We're going to head out on Saturday evening from the kitchen. So we'll do a show at the kitchen Saturday evening, the 15th of June. The next day, we will be in Colorado Springs. So we're going to visit a lot of friends down there, actually. We'll go see Brother Luck. We'll go see Rocky Mountain Organic Farms. We'll go see Distillery 291. We'll probably go have brunch at Beast and Brews. And then the following day, on Monday, we'll be in Lamar, Colorado, to Sunflower Country. Colorado Mills will do a little tour there. And then there's a couple of there's the Eulins with the Cattle Ranch Bar UC. Cattle Ranches.
Right there,
Yeah,
right there.
Bar UC. So, and then we'll head on into Salida on Tuesday. So Tuesday we'll be in Salida. There's a great rabbit farm up there that we like. It's called Our Lady of the River. And
or Jefferson.
No, she renamed it.
Oh, she renamed it? Okay.
That's why I just said it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Our Lady of the River Farm, or Jefferson Farms, like Brian said. So we'll be in Salida, and we're actually going to stop by a couple of farms in that area in Salida. Then we're going to book down to Saguache, right?
Yeah, we're going to go to Saguache, and we're going to see our friend the trout farmer.
Kermit Krantz,
Kermit Krantz.
Frontier Trout Ranch. And Kermit, boy, we had some of that delicious trout at Beasts and Brews yesterday. And then we'll see McCracken, right? At
Yes, at Tom McCracken, right there off of, he's in the San Grita Cristo mountain range, right there in the Santa Isabel National Forest. And that he's got a Terra farm there, and that's an incredible little farm. He's completely
fully
off the grid. Yes, he is. It is super
that's
cool.
how I want to live.
Oh man, he's living the life. You know, he's got a house in Crestone, but then he's got his like getaway,
And
40 acres.
He truly controls organic. Yeah, where he's at. And then we'll head down to Durango, and we're going to do another live show. Every night we're going to do a live show. Pretty ambitious, but we pulled it off last year, kind of. This year we're a little more regimented. We'll be down in Durango doing a broadcast from.
Wait, from what brewery? A cool brewery. Right there. Ska Brewing.
Company. One of my favorite, and we have a friend of mine that I went to high school with, Jay Lum. He's got his Lazy J Ranch.
Lazy J, and he raises, what does he raise? Lambs? Little lammers?
Yeah, he has all kinds of good stuff there. We'll catch up with Jay Lum. And then that's where Thursday we're going to take off and go to Hotchkiss and Paonia. And that's where we're going to invite, and everybody will get an invite, but we're going to just bring the whole Modern Eater family up for Friday night, the summer solstice party, cookout, camping. It's going to be a fun time. And then we head Saturday, we're going to head on into Palisade.
Yep, we're going to go to Palisade. Our friends at Field to Fork, Jessica and Scott.
Doesn't that make you exhausted, that whole trip?
I'm impressed you knew it by heart. Wow.
Well, we just started talking about it this morning, so he's got a really good memory.
Okay.
and then Palisade is really cool. That country, I mean, obviously very well known for peaches, right? But the cherries that are there, the Field to Fork Farm they have. I mean, you can run down the list, Brian.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane what Field to Fork has been doing because they, this is just two little farmers that originally came from Lake Illinois, went out to California, learned farming. He'd been learning it all along, him and Jessica. But then they came to Colorado, and they're doing some impressive stuff, which normally doesn't really. They've been ambitious. They came off their first couple years with artichokes and things that we're not seeing a lot out of Colorado. They do baby greens for me year-round out of their greenhouse, which is really cool. And just they've got an incredible CSA. They're going to have all kinds of bushberries. So they've got, they're growing. There's a brewer there. I believe in Glenwood Springs, who's a nationally acclaimed brewer. They grow all the fruit for his fruit beers every year. And it's sort of a cool thing because they come off with several thousand pounds of like raspberries and different bushberries. And they have fun, though. Those two, I mean, they're just the nicest people. We're trying to talk them into letting us have a big dinner there.
Yeah.
That Saturday night while we do the show
there as well. What's really interesting, and as you get to know these farmers and you think, well, they don't want to talk to anybody. Very friendly. They really want to talk about it, tell their story of what they're doing with farming. And you see kind of the setup and living very simple lives, a couple of kids running around the yard. And I go, either these, I think they've lost their mind. And then I go, no, I think they figured it out. They figured out that, they're controlling their earth and what they're putting into the earth and yielding. And a lot of them believe in the full circle from ground back to ground with the composting as well. And truly, when you get into the agricultural part of Colorado, it's truly amazing because you run the whole gamut. I mean, you go potato country to peach country to the ranching out in the eastern plains and sunflowers. But Colorado is an extraordinary place for agriculture.
Well, and Greg, even the way they're growing, because you've got guys all the way from the aquaponics and the hydroponics to someone like Scott at Field to Fork, where he is die-hard soil guy, and it's not farming to him unless it's die-hard soil. And he also sits on a big water conservation panel because that's one thing in Colorado we got to pay attention to. Our resources aren't unlimited. A lot of people get our water. Unfortunately, what a lot of people don't know is most of our water goes out of the state, and it's feeding golf courses downstream, which is a darn shame because the product that we can grow here. I was just down in Pueblo, and it's sad talking to some of those farmers because they're selling their water rights because no one wants to farm anymore. So they're selling their water back to the state, and it's amazing. They get $10,000 to $12,000 a share, and with a farmer that's in his 60s, 70s, and all of a sudden, my 200 shares of water is worth way more than I've ever made farming. Why don't just sell the water? But the sad thing is the land goes barren, and so we're having I think we're having a resurgence with agriculture back in Colorado. I think that there's a lot of people that are really wanting to get in it from a younger generation that we need desperately getting into it. I mean, I think there's a lot of professions like that where, I've heard stories that the average age of an electrician or a plumber is pushing over 60 right now. And so there's a lot of things out there that people have forgotten to do. And it's really what I loved hearing you talk about was how it's coming back around to the basics and to where what we used to do a long time ago with barbecue is actually getting in vogue again. And, people are getting away from.
I mean, that's an interesting point, too. And when we see the dichotomy between, which this blows my mind, conventional farmers versus non-conventional farmers, and that actually conventional is the way that you don't want to do things, and non-conventional is organic farming, and there's organic practices, but there's also getting that certified organic land, which is a whole nother ball of wax altogether. But you see, what's more interesting than seeing some of the disputes between an organic farm next to a non-organic farm, and
well, you remember last year on our road trip, we got dumped right in the middle of the Hatfields and McCoys. I mean, it was nuts. We went to a small little organic farmer that was doing an open pollination, which is a different practice of farming, and he was a little 40-acre farm surrounded by 1,500 acres of a conventional farm. And they were the Hatfields and McCoys, man. They did not get along. They fought. They'd call the police on each other.
His pesticide, the plane is sweeping too closely to my property. The pesticides are coming over, and it's a really interesting dynamic. But I really hope that the same thing happens, that we go full circle again as far as make conventional organic farming.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, and it's just, listen, folks, the deal is we just don't need to be polluting the planet the way we are, because the reality is when we can't, you go to places in Texas or in Kansas that are so mineral deplete, they can't grow anything at all on the land unless they're giving it synthetic fertilizers. That's a problem. That's a problem.
It's incredible. I mean, I think I told you the first time we met, the farm that grows our garlic and onion is a 4,000-acre farm that only grows on the inside 250 square acres.
Have you told this story to Brian?
Yeah, he's heard
it. Yeah, we've talked about this. This is awesome.
Talk about that just real quick, the garlic farming.
So the garlic for us is a really cool product. It's one of the only non-GMO garlics in the entire world. There's an organic version of it as well that we sell. What's cool about it is it's an 8-year process, and it lives its first 3 years of life in a petri dish in a science lab, and that's so that the manufacturer can protect all their rights with this particular piece of garlic. So they're the seed stock, and they're the grower as well. So the cool thing about this product is you're starting it here in California, in the Central Valley of California. It's making its way to the east coast of California, living on a farm for 2 to 3 years, growing up, and then being uprooted again and planted along the coast for its final season. And the incredible thing about that is, for one, almost no spices in the world are certified GMO-free. These ones are. And almost no spices in the world that are of any quality have been organic yet, and this is something we've talked about a lot. Or people are just so happy to buy, D-grade organic vegetables and use them fresh so that they can say their menu is organic, that a lot of those organic spices never make it to, or a lot of those organic vegetables never make it to spice format. So this one is specifically grown just for spices. So I took a pallet yesterday on Friday, and it was grown on 420, or it was manufactured on 420 of this year. So we're getting incredibly fresh garlic that had an 8-year lifespan before it got to us. But before 30 days, we've taken it over, and we're going to turn that pallet in about 12 days.
And you thought garlic was just garlic?
It's not. Yeah, that's an incredible part. All for $3 a pound.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I know. Well, and that's the other thing is some people don't have any idea. And you and I, Zach, talked about this, is some chefs don't get the fact that sometimes the ingredient that they're using, the cost is actually so cheap in the dish, and to use a better quality they don't know, just because it might be $10, $20 more, the reality is when it comes down to the unit metrics in the dish, it could be 15 to 20 cents.
A cost per plate is something we shake our heads about often in our business, because people want to split hairs over, it's it's $3 less for this jar. It's an 80-ounce jar, so 5 pounds. And you're just thinking, you're going to waste more than $3 of that. Putting it, sprinkling that salt over that steak, you're going to waste more than you're actually using.
Oh, I think the
you got some winners?
Yeah. We're gonna take a break so we can come back. We've got winners here with us right now, and that's what we're here for. And this is so cool. But talk about that road trip. We tie that all up when we come back, and we source all of those great products. We bring them back to Denver, Colorado, into Studio Kitchen, Colorado, and starting July 2nd through the 20th of August, it's 8 consecutive Tuesdays in a row. We'll do the summer dinner series with top chefs in Denver that get to play with these fine ingredients, and it'll be open to you. So I can't wait for this summer to begin. And it begins right now with this barbecue competition, second annual backyard barbecue competition right here from the Gothic Theater, brought to you by Proud Souls. We'll come back, we'll take a break, and we'll get 3 of the winners, the top 3 placers in the rib competition. We'll talk to them next. Thank you, Jeff Gebott.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you. My belly thanks you twice as much.
You want to stick around?
Sure, yeah, love to.
I know. Do I feel bad if I eat half of it by myself?
No. Take it home. Take it home.
Winners are coming up next. Stick around for it, and check it out on Facebook Live as well. Take that break. Come right back. You're listening to the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
We start the summer series with
I know,
isn't it crazy?
Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook for all the fun photos and videos. Just search The Modern Eater or check out the website, themoderneater.com.
Don't put up with bathing in a grungy, mildew-filled bathtub any longer. Your dream shower awaits with a beautiful new shower system from Kohler by Dream Style Remodeling. Let us bring you the perfect shower system and transform your bathroom. For a limited time only, save $1,000 off a complete Kohler shower system with 12 months, no money down, no payments, and no interest. As America's most trusted name in bathing, Kohler has been innovating bathrooms since 1883. With professional installation from Dream Style Remodeling and superior material by Kohler, you can count on your new shower to be beautiful, durable, and premium quality. Save $1,000 off a complete Kohler shower system by Dream Style Remodeling with 12 months, no money down, no payments, and no interest. Call 720-409-3511 to schedule your in-home consultation or visit DreamStyleShowers.com. That's 720-409-3511.
If you've got a business and need a website or need a graphic designer, F. Johnson Design does it all. Take the headache out of trying to build your own website or design graphics. Who has time for that? F. Johnson Design will get you up and running with a professional and great-looking website. Design sharp graphics to your specifications and have your site up faster than you think. Logo, package design, SEO coding, and more. F. Johnson Design did the Modern Eater's website. Go to themoderneater.com to check out some of their work. Reach out to F. Johnson Design at fjohnsondesign.com.
Hey, it's Chef Elon Wenzel, owner of Element Knife Company. If you cook, then you'll know the importance of a quality knife and proper care. My training in Japan exposed me to exceptional cutlery. That's why I am so excited to offer you the knives I fell in love with. Element Knife Company is chef-driven, and my goal is to support and educate. Get at me for a knife clinic or conversation. Find me at elementknife.com or by simply calling 303-460-4628. For the best knives in your kitchen, think Element Knife Company.
You know, Belgian-style beers are getting more and more popular, for good reason. And while a lot of breweries make the odd Belgian beer or two, Brews Beers in Denver does all Belgian-style beers. I'm Charlie Gottenkenny, brewmaster.
What's that? Were you talking to me?
No.
Belgian-style
Hey, Jared, what was
nobody
up at the
else.
top of the
From
hour
the
with
classics
the
to
opening?
creative Belgian-inspired styles, we have 15 on tap in our big tasting
I usually just let them play because they go down by themselves.
Oh, man.
members and say songs.
Okay.
Double.
Okay, for sure. I just don't do it at the beginning of the show usually because it's a minute long, but if they're 30 seconds long, I just let them play throughout.
Yeah, just make sure.
Plus a bistro.
Okay, I got you.
Dog is welcome. Check us out at brewsbeers.com.
Headset on.
Brews Beers, spelled B-R-U-Z, 1675 West 67th Avenue in North Denver. Your best choice for Belgian-style badassery. Can I pour you one?
Hi, everybody. This is Chef Carrie Baird from Bardo here in Denver. Ooh, okay, that sounds good. And you are listening to The Modern Eater on iHeartRadio.
Okay, Okay, back at it. And we've got some winners here in front of us. This is really cool. Second annual Backyard Rib Competition brought to you by Proud Souls. And as we continue, Greg Hollenbach and Brian Freeman, Jay Parker doing great work. We got Shannon Scott here with us today. Zach Johnston, you did some judging as well today?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be a judge today. Tasted some great ribs, some great barbecue all around. Cheetos was in there somewhere.
Yeah, so obviously, Chito and myself, more Chito than myself, entered the rib competition. So I'm assuming because we have this gentleman sitting in front of us, we did not win. What's your name, sir?
Matt Thomas.
Hi, Matt.
Matt, tell us, are you just a backyard chef, or you have your own place?
No, I don't have my own place. I'm not even hardly a chef, so.
Not yet.
Just a backyard guy with a patio.
And a passion.
And a couple of smokers. So.
And a passion.
Yeah.
Nice.
And a passion.
What'd you go away with today?
So I got first place in ribs. That's crazy.
Congratulations, right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
And then apparently I also won third place in Anything Goes.
No, you did not.
Look at that.
Congratulations.
Isn't that nuts?
Man.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
well, and so what'd you win for the first place? You won a new barbecue, a new grill, smoker?
Yeah, a new smoker, a Traeger smoker, Pro 34 or something. That's a huge gift. And then they got these beautiful engraved cutting boards. Yeah.
Nice.
So, really cool.
Something to relish in for years.
Absolutely.
What did
you got to frame it?
What did you enter into the Anything Goes category?
I did pork belly burn ends. And they were finished with like a blueberry pomegranate sauce. So probably wouldn't win KCBS, but in an Anything Goes, I guess that's a little fruity, and it somehow pulled it off. So
a dry or a wet rub on your ribs?
Well, I did.
Yeah, tell us what you did.
Yeah, several layers. So I went with like a spicy layer to begin with. And then I actually went with like a spicy apple, kind of as a middle layer. And then, smoked them for about 45 minutes or an hour.
What were you cooking on?
I'd smoked them on the drum, gateway drum, and then once I wrapped them, I actually switched it over to the Silverback by Gorilla.
What a show off. Wow. That's fantastic. That means a lot. And so I don't think you get to defend your title. I think you come back next year as a judge.
I think so. But that'd be fun. Get to try other people's barbecue. I didn't really get to try anybody else's, so that should be fun.
Is there any left over of your ribs?
I think somewhere. I wouldn't. Yeah, we're shaking our head no. Yeah, you don't.
In his belly is what he's saying.
In my belly.
By now they're cold, so.
Is this your family?
Yeah, my whole family's here. My wife and 4 kids. Brian Daywald helped me out and his son. So there were, I guess, 4 of us here. My buddy Mike here, good dude. Helped
Yeah,
me
do your
out,
speech. Do your
before the competition.
I'd like to thank. Go ahead.
I'd like to thank all the little people.
That's right.
All these little people, especially here. So yeah, and then I've got niece and her family and a bunch of friends. So I had a ton of support, which is really cool. That's a great way to win, to just be in front of people that I know.
And you live here in Denver? Or?
Yeah, I live here in Denver.
Nice.
Yep.
This is probably the only time your kids will put you on their social media.
Pretty much. I'm sure they're going to be embarrassed otherwise. So.
Well, I think if you give out your address, we'll have a big party at your house tomorrow. You can do it all again.
Let's do it at somebody else's house, and I'm happy to do it.
You got to look at that. You got a proud family, truly proud souls. Look at that, showing that off. Jake's got the cutting board. Congratulations, my friend. I think that's quite the accomplishment, and to clean up in both categories. I mean, wow. Just wow.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
What do you
just
do
wow.
now? Now you just get to go home tomorrow. You can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, probably not going to eat barbecue anytime soon, but.
You got a new grill to play with.
New grill. Yeah, absolutely. I've got to get that thing smoking, so.
So you didn't have one of those before at home, or no?
Well, I mean, I actually have an addiction to smokers, so I have a bunch. That'll be a nice showpiece. So.
He's a great customer for the Proud Souls guys.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. I keep them in business.
Does that ever get you in trouble at home? Some guys have these little things that they like to collect. It sounds like smokers are yours.
Yeah, well, when my wife goes out of town and there's a new smoker, she doesn't find out for 2 weeks, and it's like, well, I can't take it back. So
that's a great plan.
Yep.
I like that.
It's true. There could be worse habits.
This is true.
Sure.
Yep.
And wow, that's cool. You're gonna have what a good night for you.
Yeah, I'm not only thrilled but totally surprised. So it's flattering. It's fun, but I mean, it was just a great day. So, win or lose.
Talk about the Proud Souls guys for a minute.
Awesome guys. I mean, they are barbecue. To me, like this Denver scene of barbecue wouldn't be really complete without those guys. They've really put Denver barbecue on the map, and they're just good people. That's what's awesome about them. So,
what's your favorite thing at the store?
All the rubs and seasonings.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the soft goods that you're more excited about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can only have so many smokers. So, yeah.
You could never have enough spices.
But
That's the real takeaway.
Did he win anything from you?
I'm sure. I hope he did. If not, he can come get some stuff at the store.
Yeah.
You're the spice guy?
Yep.
Yeah, so I love your stuff, actually.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And I'm sure I'm supposed to say that, but that's actually true.
It's unscripted for what it's worth.
Yes.
He paid you.
What is it, the black?
With your money.
You have like a black mamba spice, or what is that black?
It's a black magic
Black
spice
magic?
I did.
Black magic.
So I didn't use it today, but like I just love it on beef. It's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. That was one that Tony came to me and said, dude, whatever you want to do for steaks, make it happen. And I said, do you want it to be black? And he laughed, and I brought him a black one, and he liked it. So, hey, what are you going to do?
Well, I love using it at the studio because we cook it on that Everdure rotisserie. And I'll tell you, that black magic on chicken is just...
Chicken, really?
Yeah. We eat it almost every week in the studio.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome. And it pops really well. The black is like such a cool... Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. The black is so cool against any kind of light-colored anything. So, yeah, somebody's brought us over... Well, not somebody, not just anybody. One of the few and proud employees of the Proud Souls team has brought us over some of the Black Magic seasoning. So this is something that Chito's been using a lot on his truck. We've been using a ton of it at the shop. Everybody that's used it likes to take it home. Awesome contrast on anything that's white, so chicken is wonderful with it, especially on that rotisserie. Then you do a light sauce over it, and it just looks really beautiful. You can show your friends that you actually do know what you're doing, even if you don't. That was the whole idea with it.
And what gives it that black? Can you say, or is that some of the secret
I totally
sauce?
Can say. No, it's activated charcoal.
Nice.
So what it is coconut skins that have just been burnt and burnt and burnt and burnt and burnt into this fine black powder, and that stuff goes everywhere as soon as you open any of the bags. So anybody that's used this knows it'll turn your hands black, it'll turn your clothes black, but it gives an amazing taste to your food, and that coconut piece of it adds a nice sweetness that you wouldn't otherwise get unless you had a sugar, for instance, in there. But it's a really nice way to naturally add some sweetness.
It's interesting, Zach, because there are a lot of health benefits to activated charcoal as well. So it's neat that you're putting that in the food.
Yeah, it was something we did honestly to be funny at first, and it caught on like wildfire. And we didn't start the trend, but it's definitely trending. People are brushing their teeth with this stuff. So.
Yep, all kinds of uses, man. I've taken activated charcoal most of my life. If you go out and you get some bad food, or I found that I've got some charcoal pills at home. I'll throw them down, and it sets me straight, sets my stomach straight. So yeah, charcoal's a great. I'm impressed that you used it. I mean,
hey, thank you. I don't know if that says anything about me in your eyes or not, but
no, it's a good thing, Zach. It's a good thing. I'm always impressed when what you've done with the Spice Guy and what you've where you came from, and your roots in Summit County. Of really getting into the culinary scene, and how it's just exploded for you. Congratulations at every level.
Thank you very much. This is the guy you want to congratulate, though.
Yes.
The winner, the #1 top dog of the Proud Souls barbecue competition
where's
today.
2 and 3?
Can bring him in.
We got
I
2
know,
and 3.
You just bring the big winner right off the bat. Let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll get some other winners as well.
But congratulations, Matt.
Yeah, thank you.
Way to go on this. Way to go.
Brother.
Great job.
I would collect your grill immediately.
Absolutely.
Get that smoker
yeah,
right,
good thing we have room in the truck.
Is it here, Tony?
That's you.
Add to the collection.
He's your sort of test kitchen, isn't he, Tony?
You have one of those.
Brand new Traeger on Craigslist tomorrow morning.
He's laughing with a little.
Not a bad idea. Well, his wife might say, "You bring one in, you got to give one away."
That's right. Okay, let's take a break. Congratulations.
I appreciate that.
Well
Thank
done.
you so much.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back again. The second annual backyard rib competition brought to you by Proud Souls at the Gothic Theater. Thank you, the Gothic Theater, for opening up the doors and welcoming us. They have also some bands playing tonight. I don't think it's too late. I think you can get down here also if you're in the Santa Fe Arts District. there they are, Intrepid Sojourner Beer Project. They're friends of ours, and it's their 2-year anniversary that their doors have been open. So go support them as well. Nothing better as there's a rainbow and the sun sets on the Mile High City. It's a beautiful day in America, that's for sure. We'll take a break, and we'll come right back. It is the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
Choose your path through Cyberland.
Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook for all the fun photos and videos. Just search The Modern Eater or check out the website, themoderneater.com.
I'm Angela Aranella, buyer for toys at Party City. I have 2 little girls. I'm working to show them that women can work and still be moms. They think actually I'm kind of cool because I buy toys. What am I working for? I'm working to make kids happy. There's really no better feeling than that.
At ADP, we're designing a better way to work so you can achieve what you're working for. HR, talent, time, benefits, and payroll, informed by data and designed for people. Learn more at design.adp.com.
At Indeed, we believe a resume is a great way to see an overview of a candidate, but you're not hiring a resume, you're hiring a person. That's why Indeed offers tools that help bridge the gap between a candidate and the resume, like skill tests, which let you actually see a candidate's abilities in action to make sure they're a good fit for the job. See beyond the resume with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, chef friends, it's Little Rich here from Raquelitas Tortillas. Raquelitas, known for hyper-local, innovative, and healthy tortillas and chips, served by Colorado's top chefs, and that's why we only use Colorado Mills sunflower oil. If you too want to serve the healthiest, most vibrant-tasting food, you must use Colorado Mills. Colorado Mills is hyper-local, Colorado-grown, cold-pressed in Lamar, Colorado. Whether you bake, fry, or saute, get your Colorado Mills today. Available through Shamrock, Growers Organic, and Dawn Foods. For the best oil in the business, use Colorado Mills.
Hey everyone, it's Colleen Ferreira with the Colorado Chefs Association. Are you ready to put your passion to work? Well, we train the future chefs of Colorado, and we want you to join us. The Colorado Chefs Association is recruiting for our fall semester right now. Join our American Culinary Federation accredited cooking program. Work in a professional kitchen and get paid, all while earning your sous chef certification. Email me at colleen@acfcoloradochefs.org. I'd love to hear from you. Join our excitement and explore a new future.
Do you have the goods? If you're looking for a neighborhood restaurant that features gluten-free menu items, stop by The Goods.
1 minute.
Vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, or even a meat lover, they've got something for everyone. Do you love a great sandwich? How about wood oven roasted vegetables on multigrain bread with rosemary mayo and olives, vegan and certified gluten-free? Or for the meat lover, try one of their most popular menu items, the Paleo Bowl, with house-smoked pork, wood oven roasted veggies, 2 sunny-side-up eggs, and Indonesian sambal sauce. It's delicious. As a friendly neighborhood restaurant featuring dinner, brunch, and full bar with 2 happy hours daily, they truly care about you, the customer, and desire to provide an extraordinary dining experience for everyone. They're family and children-friendly, and even have a playroom for the little ones. The Goods, a friendly neighborhood restaurant offering a wide menu of gluten-free and vegan options. And they don't forget about meat lovers, with a staff that really cares. On East Colfax, directly connected to the Tattered Cover Bookstore. Hungry? TheGoodsRestaurant.com.
This is the Modern Eater Show at Troy Guard Tag Restaurant Group. I'll see you soon.
My name is Jennifer Jasinski, and I'm listening to the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
Oh, yeah, back at it. Skies are clearing.
I like the sun came out and more people are coming out and then joining the fun.
Folks are filing out. Social media is being done. Gigi, quit taking pictures of me. Yep. and she's not. All right, here we go. So, Greg Hollenbach, Jay Parker, Brian Freeman, Zach Johnston, the Spice Guy, continues with us. He was judging the competition today, and therefore we just heard from first place, and I think it was Matt.
It was Matt. It was Matt.
And then now we have second place winner, Altron, here with us.
How you doing?
Welcome to the show.
Thank
Congratulations.
Welcome. Yeah, congratulations. Second place in ribs.
Yes, sir.
And then Marshall, fourth place in ribs.
I'm excited.
Welcome. Bring that up just a little bit. So
Nice. Now, let me know, Altron, backyard barbecue guy, or what? Do you have your own place?
No, I'm a backyard barbecue guy.
Nice. And you're sporting an Arkansas hat there. So you're from the South or what?
Yes, sir. Born and raised Morton, Arkansas.
Nice. Is that where you learned how to cook barbecue?
Started off in the woods, and then a couple of tips here and there from the pros, and just make it your own.
How'd you bring it today? What were you cooking on?
A gateway drum. The ribs on a gateway drum.
I think the other Matt.
Yeah,
he started it on the Gateway and then moved it over to another. What do you guys remember? What he moved it over to?
Something good.
Something good. Yeah.
Something you can get at Proud Souls.
Something good.
Perfect grill.
Perfect grill.
So,
Yeah.
Altron, what was the flavor profile?
I just used the multiple rubs, but not too hard. You know, like they said here in the previews, less is more. So I didn't want to over flavor it. Injected it and just cook it. Man. Just cook it and
came out
made
on
your
top.
own.
How long did you cook it, Altron?
My total cook time was probably about 2 hours and 30 minutes, hot and fast.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow.
About hot and fast.
He's unapologetic. Hot and fast, man. I came in hot, you know,
Yeah.
did my thing. You know, second place, no big deal. What did you win?
I won a cutting board and a Traeger Scout and gift card from GQue Barbecue, some stuff from Proud Souls. I don't know. I was too busy smiling and cheesing too hard, man. I
Good
can't
for
even
you.
lie.
Congratulations.
I was too busy smiling
That is
too hard,
great.
man.
That is great.
Who would you like to thank?
First of all, they thank Proud Souls, Criswell from Bushmasters Barbecue, Dan, Tony, Kettle Cookers, all those guys pretty much give me little tips, yays and nays, do this, don't do that no more.
Don't do that no more.
They always tease me on the smoke levels and everything, but it's just more or less I thank them because they pretty much introduced me to this world of the backyard and competition barbecue. I mean, I just did it at home, feeding the family, feeding friends, but they introduced me to this lifestyle, and it's a great community, great people, have a blast, and you cooking and smiling while you're doing it. So.
Is this your first competition?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. My first competition, then I did it solo.
Nice.
Man, wow. First competition, there you go.
Yeah.
Just a talent.
Yeah, I'm trying to stop smiling, but I can't, man.
Don't stop.
Good
You got
for
a great
you.
smile.
That is
I wish
great.
I had
I'll
that
try.
smile. Do you know Marshall?
I do not.
There you go. Hey, Marshall.
Oh, there.
Fourth place. What were you cooking on?
A Weber Mountain, Smoky Mountain.
Okay. And what was your flavor profile?
Layered on several rubs, cooked for 5 hours, and I put together a sauce at the end that I think helped make the difference.
You said
pretty simple.
A finishing sauce.
Finishing sauce, right.
So you
with
did
a glaze.
You did a dry rub, but then a wet finishing sauce.
Yes, at the very end, last 20 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
You said you had an interesting story to share.
Only that this is my second competition, not sanctioned, of course. I did the backyard rib competition last year over on Federal Boulevard at Proud Souls. Got in at the last moment and took last place. So I said, okay, I got to do better this year. So I've been practicing cooking ribs for 5 weekends out of the last 2 months and perfecting a process and just worked it through today.
Well, you're no Altron, but you'll be there. Jeez.
Very
yeah,
I can aspire to be Altron.
You can.
Back and forth, but it's good to see the kind of the new guys. Do a lot of times people just take it every time, or is it mixed up, Tony? As I'm asking you without a headset. Well, I mean, would you expect that these guys, newcomers to the deal, that they'd come and clean up like this? Cool.
I mean, they're newcomers, but honestly, it's not a surprise because I see their passion, and I see them in the store, and I see them asking us questions, and I see us, getting excited about barbecue. Like Marshall said, he was out last year and finished last, and I think that put a chip on Marshall's shoulder. And when we put out the event this year, he's one of the first people to sign up. He said, "I'm coming back, and I'm going to do this." And he's been in the store. I said this week alone, I said, "Marshall, you've been in every day this week. What's going on, man?" He's like, I'm practicing. And then I call him Tron, Altron over here. This guy's got a passion like no other, man. I mean, you see that smile when he talks about barbecue. I mean, this guy, he gets excited. And it's not a surprise. These guys are passionate about barbecue. So when I heard their names called, I was like, yep, it makes sense. I mean, they're putting their love, sweat, tears into this. I mean, that's what barbecue's all about.
Well, and I would say to give Marshall a little bit of props that He came in last place last year, and he walked away with sort of a chip on his shoulder and said, "I'm coming back at you." And and unfortunately, you had someone like Tron, like Matt, in your way because these guys were just as passionate as you were as well.
I'd like to say something about Dan and Tony at Proud Souls because they're a small business there on Federal Boulevard. I'm a nearby resident. That's how I came across them. And we're promoting small business. I'm part of the business district there. I live 2 blocks from there. And so it's a real neighborhood place as well as a place that ascribes to barbecue in the state and in the nation for that matter. So they're a great business, a great family business, and people should support them. And we love having them there at 25th and Federal.
I think Tony brought up a great point, and the education is what's really big with Proud Souls, and you can do that if you go to one of their classes, and they do those in the evenings throughout the weeks, and just those asking questions and participating, being active in it, and getting the knowledge from all of these other folks around you. That's very valuable. So thanks to the Proud Souls. There's Frank here. Good to see you, Frank. So congratulations to both of you guys and continued success. So these guys will be back as judges next year? Matt will come back. Okay, as the winner.
And so they can still aspire for first place, guys.
Well, so you mentioned that last year you were last. Did you place all of them this year, too, to where you knew who came in all 24 spots? Can you tell us where we came in with our ribs? I have not seen the results. We'll get an email? We can't figure that out?
I think the sad thing to say, Greg, is that we didn't come in first through fourth.
Anywhere near?
So,
I'd be interested to know because now truly, I think, just like in life, you have to make mistakes. You have to learn. You have to fall down to get back up. But now I think I got the marshals, man. I'm hoping I was last.
Here's a great example of somebody, barbecue takes practice, it takes time. No one gets barbecue right their first time.
Tony's saying that barbecue takes practice. Practice makes perfect. It's a journey.
I'm still learning. I'm learning every day. I want to learn more. I want to take a class every day. I want to cook every day. You'll never perfect barbecue. It's only something that you can aspire to. And these guys worked at it, and that's why they're sitting here.
Listen to that passion. I just let him roll. He doesn't have a microphone, but I think you could hear it come through. It just transcends. So, again, thank you guys.
Thank you
Tron, cool stuff, man.
Yeah, and congratulations. Big deal.
Thank you.
Big deal. I mean, this is second annual. I think this is going to go on for a long time.
Yes, I'm coming for y'all, Tron.
I'm here.
I like it, Marshall. That's the kind of competition we like to hear.
All right, final segment up next. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up with the Proud Souls guys. And just what a day. You need to get into one of these backyard barbecue competitions, and I think Proud Souls will be doing a lot more of them. Right now at the Gothic Theater, there's going to be some music playing here at about, I think probably the first band's probably on stage right now. Good place to be tonight. And also Intrepid Sojourner Beer Project, second anniversary party. So you can stop by there and have a beer. We might meet you down there. All right, we'll take that break. We'll come right back. And last segment straight ahead on the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
Choose your path through Cyberland.
Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook for all the fun photos and videos. Just search The Modern Eater or check out the website, themoderneater.com.
Here's a Denver Spotlight on Business with Ann Hinkins of EKS&H, now a part of Plant Moran, an accounting, tax, consulting, and wealth management firm, about the nonprofit economic outlook.
And as I mentioned at the top, you are the leader of Plant Moran's not-for-profit practice. So what is that, and exactly what do you do in that capacity?
Really, it's the 501c designation. Most of them you think about as a 501c3 or a charitable organization.
Right.
It can be anywhere from healthcare, religion, fundraising, to the cultural arts pieces, to religious education, community foundations, all across the board. And so it's such a broad sector that we don't really realize all the different 501cs there are. But actually in Colorado, it's about almost 8% of the employment sits in the not-for-profit space. It's the fastest sector when you look at the private, government, not-for-profit, and growing. So not-for-profits are asked to do a lot of things that, really can't be helped in any other way other than through their services.
Get to know Plant Moran at plantmoran.com.
Get ready to change the way you look at food. This is Peter Allman, the founder of South River Aquaponics and Alpenglow Mushrooms. As a Le Cordon Bleu trained chef, I know the importance of quality ingredients. That's why in 2013, I left the fine dining industry to start a sustainable organic farm. At South River Aquaponics Alpenglow, we are the leader in sustainable growing practices, utilizing our natural resources as effectively as possible. No pesticides, no GMOs, no funny business, just clean, honest food production. We use old world techniques combined with modern technology to bring you the best possible produce. Our gourmet mushroom facility provides CO2 for our greenhouse that grows tilapia as well as lettuces and herbs in our aquaponics system. Look for us in Natural Grocers, City Market, and served on the plates of Colorado's finest chefs. At South River Aquaponics Alpenglow Mushrooms, we're growing greener. To learn more about aquaponics and see our products, go to our website at southriveraquaponics.com. South River Aquaponics, the future of farming.
My dad's vegetables are so good, I can't live without them.
30. Chefs, Brian Freeman with Growers Organic and the Modern Eater Talk Show. Do you care about where your food comes from? I do. Do you want loyalty from customers who care about that as well? I can help by providing top quality organic produce with reliable delivery, knowledgeable sales team who genuinely care about how food is grown, transported, and served. Chefs, Growers Organic will ensure you have excellent ingredients for your next James Beard dinner, your nightly specials, or your regular menu items. Join the organic revolution and go organic with Growers Organic. Look us up online at growersorganic.com.
Now it's time for the Modern Eaters Booze in the News segment.
I like my beer cold, my meat grilled, and my...
You're hot.
Explosive.
All we need is a chair and a cooler beer.
Here's your booze news.
Not this time. It's all about barbecue tonight, so no booze in the news. All the booze news you can use, that'll be next week. We'll be back from Studio Kitchen, Colorado.
Well, we're doing some shots of the grill candy, aren't we? So we might get a little booze there.
That's funny. So Tony's rejoining us from Proud Souls, and we have the Spice guy, Zach Johnston, on with us as well, who was judging in this competition. But the anything goes category, which that's a cool category.
Cool category, yeah. That's where cooks can get creative and come up with something that's fun and different and let the dice roll.
Do you remember this particular dish?
I remember the anything goes category because it was the first time that I saw your ribs.
Stop it. Stop it.
Ouch.
We should have entered it in an anything goes category. Can you enter ribs in the anything goes category?
It said anything.
Technically,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah,
It's anything. What's your name, sir?
David.
David.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, winner of the anything goes category.
Thanks. Feels good. Credit goes to my silent partner back here, Jared Burnett. It's pretty much all his idea. Basically, we had a practice cook last night where we ran through about 3 items, and his was a hit across the board, pretty much between all the friends that participated. So
tell us what it is, David.
It was a smoked Spam slider, on a Hawaiian sweet roll, and a mango coleslaw.
And that's like a Hawaiian favorite, quite honestly. I mean, you're in Hawaii, everyone wants smoked spam.
Pretty much. I was hoping the lightness of the slaw and just like the uniqueness of it would maybe catch the judges by surprise in like a field that was probably going to be like dominated by bacon and sausage and burnt ends and stuff like that. Just something different, and I guess it fit the bill. So we're pretty happy about that.
Home run. What'd you take away with?
$75 gift card and a cool bucket full of a bunch of rubs and sausage and from some free classes and stuff. So pretty excited, pretty pumped. Big thanks to Dan and Tony, Proud Souls, Jason Ganahl, GQue. I actually participated in the first contest last year.
How'd you place in that one?
I split the field, 6 out of 12. We had a no-show, but I'll still say 6 out of 12 instead of 6 out of 11. This year, 15th in ribs. A little bummed, but we were using, for our finishing phase, we used a cooker we're a little unfamiliar with, so maybe that came into play. Maybe could have gone a little longer. But, hey, it's all about having fun, and we achieved that and then some. So, big win for Colorado barbecue, absolutely.
So here's a cool story about Dave. So he entered our contest last year, and I got to know Dave because he'd come into the store a lot. His wife was from Texas. You actually moved to Texas, about 6, 7 months ago?
Yeah, 5 months right before Christmas, pretty much, week before Christmas.
He had so much fun at our competition last year. He flew into town yesterday.
Yep.
And he put it on our calendar to come back and compete this year. So he flew into town yesterday, hooked up with Jared here, and they actually came out today to do it again, even though now he lives just outside of Dallas, Texas. But that's what we talk about when we talk about barbecue, and just how people get excited about it, and how Dave had an experience at our first annual backyard barbecue that really, got him excited about it, that he moved to Texas and then 6 months later got on an airplane yesterday to fly in just to do this event today.
Tony, would it be fair?
Wow, cool.
You've created a family. I mean, and this is their reunion.
It's a community. It's a community, Brian. It's the barbecue community. Dave here's a part of it. Jared's a part of it. Matt, who sat here, Altron, all these guys. Marshall, every single guy. Dino over here, who's smiling. I mean, all these guys, I know them. I walk around. They're my customers. It's kind of like a restaurant, getting to know folks that come into your restaurant every day. We're not a restaurant. We do some catering, but these are our people. These are the people that come to us, and we're creating that experience for them. And it was good to see Dave come back. I haven't seen him in 6 months, but when I heard he was flying in town just to compete here today, I mean, honestly, it's touching. It's cool.
Yeah, for sure. This just in. So the Modern Eater, we were in the rib competition, Chef Chito and myself, and we placed 14th.
Nice.
14th. So, Chito, you didn't do too good, man.
Were you guys cooking on the egg? Was that you guys with the big egg?
Right over there. If we would have won, I'd be like, yeah, I did a great job. Chito, this one's on you.
He was distracted.
Yeah. Next year, we'll be back. I got the fever, and I think a lot of people do, and joining into this family. So I think the best question as we wrap this up is, how can others join this family of fellow backyard barbecuers?
Well,
besides wait until next year. There's more coming up, right?
Well, pretty easy. Go to our website, ProudSoulsBBQ.com. Stop in our store, 25th and Federal. Keep doing what you do. If you love barbecue, and you have questions, come see us. We're here to answer it. We're here to have fun. We're here to help you become better backyard cooks. And sky's the limit, man. This is a great community to be a part of. It's not just the experience you have cooking. It's the friends and memories you make along the way, and that's what I've started, thinking about when we started the business, creating memories around a fire and food, and meeting people that I would have otherwise not met through barbecue, which is a lot of these folks around here, Altron, Dave here, Zach, Jared,
and you take
Marshall.
You take phone calls at 1 a.m. too for barbecue.
Yeah, not all the time.
But it is weird because your guys' community, I'll tell you, even with all the chefs that I know, I mean, someone like Jeff, when you get him and Jared Leonard and, and like Tony, also another chef that came on the show that was a barbecue guy, they share their secrets. They share their stories, and it really is this community of people that it's not like where I run into some chefs that don't want to talk to each other.
About a minute and a half left. Do your thank yous. I'm sure there's a lot of people you'd like to recognize.
I'd like to thank you guys, Modern Eater Show, Brian, Greg, Jay, Rich, for coming out and supporting our barbecue community and bringing attention to it. I'd like to thank Jake and everyone here at the Gothic Theater for hosting this event. I would like to thank Dan, of course, Big Frank, Chris, who's over here, Chef Jeff Gebott, for coming out today, cooking food and being an inspiration to me and helping me become a better barbecue cook. Jason Ganahl for coming out here today, introducing me to barbecue and being out. Anyone who was up here on the stage, Bill, Ryan from Backdraft, Toby Metzger, I mean, the list goes on and on. Thank you guys for coming out, and at the end of the day, the community that came out and supported this event. It means a lot to us. It's good to see the Colorado barbecue movement here growing, people getting excited about it, and there's a lot of great places out here to share that passion, get great food, and come to Proud Souls to learn more. So
who's ready for the 3rd annual? Anybody ready for that?
Definitely coming
back.
All
right, we can do
I
that
need a
for
nap.
sure. Thank everybody so much. Zach Johnston, Spice Guy, thank you, dude.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be back in the kitchen next week. Brian Freeman, as always. Little Rich Snyder, my spirit guide. Jay Parker doing great work. Thank you for coming out today, Shannon Scott. We'll take care of it. And thank you to Proud Souls. What an event.
Yes, thank you, Proud Souls.
2nd annual Backyard Barbecue. See you next week.
At CDW, we get that an unsecured laptop can put your company's data at risk, making you a little paranoid.
I'm not paranoid. You're paranoid.
CDW can implement a secure mobility solution. Use.
Like Letterman used to say after a good show, I think that one stuck to the tape. Yes.
Is that a good show, you guys?
It was a good show.
Yeah.
It was actually a really good show.
I thought it was fun.
The viewership was up.
Was it?
It
Good.
flowed really smooth, even though it felt like we didn't have a lot of people in and out. But